Hey, welcome back, Make Tech crew. Have we got a tip for you today? Have you ever been in a spot where your computer is dead? Maybe you've gotten a virus or your aunt comes by and her computer's dead and you need to reload Windows. Where do you get a copy of Windows these days? We're going to show you a simple and easy way to take a USB thumb drive and turn it into a Windows 10 installation disk. So let's get started. So there's a few things you're going to need for this project. The first, of course, is a USB thumb drive. You can pick those up at any big box store, Walmart, an office supply store, usually quite inexpensively. You want to make sure it's at least 8 gigabytes in size, so as long as you go bigger, but not too big, you'll be fine. I would recommend not going higher than 32 gigabytes for this purpose. You'll also need a working computer running Windows in order to create the disk. We're going to use a method provided directly from Microsoft in order to create this disk. So to begin with, go ahead and log into Windows and insert your USB key into your computer. Great, now let's navigate out to the Microsoft site and download the tool. I'll have the link posted down in the description, or you can get it from the screen here. Once on the site, go ahead and scroll down and look for the download tool option. Click that link and allow the tool to download. Locate it inside your Downloads folder. Once we have the tool, right-click it and choose Run as Administrator. Click Yes on the prompt that appears. Now, this will take a few minutes to load, and you can expect this entire process to take some time because what this tool does is fetches the latest Windows installation media directly from Microsoft over the internet. So your speed is going to vary depending on what your internet connection speed is. You're certainly not going to want to try this on somebody's slow internet connection out at a cabin in the woods or on coffee shop Wi-Fi or from most hotel rooms. But if you've got a decent internet connection at home or at your office, you can go ahead and give this a shot and it shouldn't be too terrible. Now the first thing that we're presented with is the typical user agreement. You can read this if you're into torture. But generally, go ahead and just click Accept. Now, once we get to this page, it may prompt us to upgrade our PC. We're not looking to do that. What we're looking to do is create installation media. So go ahead and select that option and click the Next button. Now, you'll be prompted here for your language. So if you're not an English speaker, you can, of course, select a different language. It will ask you for the edition, but in this case, it only offers Windows 10. I don't know if that's a future-proofing feature or what that is. And then it's going to ask you about architecture. In most cases, you're going to want to go ahead and choose the 64-bit option. If you want to be versatile, you can select both. Some older systems, some netbook-style systems may require 32-bit, but when in doubt, go ahead and choose this 64-bit option here. Choose Next. And in our case, we're going to go ahead and choose a USB flash drive. Now, you can download an ISO file, and an ISO file is a DVD image. So this will be a large file that you could save off to your computer. If you're an IT professional, this might be helpful. You can use it to centralize deployments. You can also use it for some of the other methods that we'll get to in later videos for how to create these USB drives. But right now, we're going to go through the standard Microsoft process and choose USB flash drive. Okay, so we just got an error. This is telling us that Windows is not seeing our thumb drive. So if you run into this, you want to double check that you've got your thumb drive properly inserted, that there's no issues with it. You maybe want to try a different one. So we'll troubleshoot for just a moment. So what I'm doing right now is launching my computer management, and I'm taking a look inside Disk Manager to see if it sees my disk. It doesn't seem to be behaving. Let's go ahead and switch the thumb drive to a different USB port. In fact, I think we'll try a different USB drive altogether. Okay, that seems quite a bit happier now. So we'll choose our USB drive from our list and we'll click Next. Now we're in for another lengthy wait, and this is the part that I spoke about being very dependent on your internet connection. The download size is going to be somewhere in the 3 to 5 gigabytes range, which could very easily take upwards of an hour or two, depending on your connection, maybe even longer. In our case, we've got a pretty speedy connection, so it shouldn't be too long of a wait here. We'll go ahead and speed up this bit so that you can see the next part. Okay, once you see the installer move on to this step, it's beginning to process the downloaded data. So it's done hammering your internet and bogging down your kids' Xbox games or your wife's Netflix. This is going to take significantly shorter than the download did, but still a few minutes. Okay, you can see it's moved on now, and we're actually creating the media. So it's dumping the data out to the USB drive for us. This again is going to take a few minutes. Once this is done, we'll actually have a working USB installation disk that we can use to reinstall Windows 10. All right, so it's started to create our installation media now, and it's prompting us to format the USB thumb drive that we have inserted into the system. Since we're certain that this drive is one that's safe to use, we don't have any data on it we're worried about, we'll go ahead and click Format Disk. Okay, our drive's finally ready. So at this point, we can eject the drive from our system, and we can go ahead and put it into the computer we're trying to repair. Each computer is going to be a little bit different. In the case of a Dell system, for example, you'd want to press the F12 key several times when you're first turning it on, and that will prompt for the selection of the boot device. And you could choose the USB drive as the startup device, which would then launch into Windows. Now, it's important to note that Windows 10 won't activate unless it's getting installed on a computer that already had a license for Windows 10. Those get stored as a digital license inside the hardware of the system. So if it had Windows 10 before, it should automatically activate once it goes on the internet. Now, if you had a previous version, such as Windows 7 or Windows 8, you won't be able to use this, at least in this manner, and have it activate properly. This, of course, will overwrite any data on the system. So having good backups in place is an important part of the process, unless you're not concerned about anything that's currently on that computer. Now, stay tuned for some later videos. We'll be covering some other methods to create USB drives, as well as some methods for backing up your computer and the entire process for installing Windows 10 from a USB drive. This is Jeremy, and you've been watching another project from Make Tech Hack Tech. We make, break, learn, and explore technology, and we bring new videos to you each and every week. If you like what you saw, go ahead and hit that subscription button and leave a comment below about any projects you're currently working on. Thanks for watching.